All right, Jonas. For everybody listening, Jonas is one of my best friends. Jonas has been my first Christian roommate, and even after I moved 16 hours away from Jonas, just through conversation, he's been there for me. And I wanted to set up a interview just asking Jonas questions about his life. The first question that I have is, Jonas, would you be able to share a little bit about growing up as a Mormon?
Yeah, so growing up in the Latter-day Saint Church, you're taught that the Book of Mormon is another testament of Jesus Christ. So they don't claim to not believe the Bible, but what they do claim is that the Book of Mormon is true and reveals more about Jesus, that Joseph Smith was a modern day prophet, that the church of today's time lost its way, and he encountered God and Jesus in his home, like in his woods outside of his farm. They called it the Sacred Grove. It's in Palmyra, New York, and I was taught at a young age that I was always meant to go on my mission, uh, something that's required from everybody that's a member of the church. It used to just be males, but now it's male and females. When you become of adult age, you have to go out and serve the Latter-day Saints Church for 2 years by going and sharing their version of the gospel. I had to clarify because what they believe is different than what I have found through reading the Bible, just the Bible alone, not the Book of Mormon or the Doctrine and Covenants or Pearl of Great Price or anything Joseph Smith or any of the current prophets have said. And the thing is that there is some truth to the things that they say, but they add. You have to really know what's going on, because they're very good at using Christian words, Christian lingo, but they're different. They're not what I would consider a regular church. I still struggle with it with my family because I don't believe in the same Jesus that they believe in. They believe that Jesus was just another human that achieved godliness, and that Satan, Lucifer, is his brother, and that we have evil and dark. They believe that we can now follow in Jesus' footsteps because of what he did, and we can become gods of our own universes. Um, that's stuff you'll never hear a Mormon say on the surface. But yeah, there's a lot more to it. We took trips to Palmyra to go watch Hill Cumorah pageant. I've been to temples, and I've done baptisms for the dead. Uh, they laid they did the laying out of hands when I was a teenager to give me what they called the priesthood, which is like priesthood power, which is like a holy authority of power given to males, that they can heal people through prayer and all sorts of other things. Yeah, I grew up in that church for probably the first 16 years of my life till my mom got a divorce from my stepdad. And yeah, that's a little bit of background on that church.
Jonas, can you explain a little bit about your grandparents, who they are, and how they've had an impact on your life?
So my grandparents were always an integral part of my life, but in particular, when I first got saved, they were the ones that kind of helped with that. As I started searching, they used to give me like sermon CDs from their church, and I would listen to them. And then I had the opportunity to actually be discipled by my grandpa. He's a deacon at his church who ran their like membership courses, and so he just ran through that with me. Uh, they got me a study Bible at a young age before I was even a Christian. They've always just been there as an example in my life, even before all that. I got the opportunity to tell them because I didn't want to waste another day not telling them how thankful I was for them being a part of my life. I couldn't imagine where I would be in life right now without them. And they showed me the real Jesus. They led me towards finding Jesus. And I'm forever in their debt for that because of the fact that I have the greatest gift that I could ever find in this life now. I have Jesus, I have eternal life. And God placed them in my life for that. And yeah, I'm very grateful for my grandparents. I love them.
Now, can you share a little bit about your grandpa's work ethic that you've shared with me in your life?
Yeah, my grandpa's always had a really good work ethic, and honestly, he instilled a lot of that in me. My grandma also has a really good work ethic, but he's always been very hard worker and wears himself out sometimes, tends to overdo it, but that's just how he's always been. I grew up in a farm, um, worked a full-time job, and then like outside of that, he volunteered. They called themselves the cardiac kids because all of them had like heart problems. They would like help people move, so they would bring their trucks and haul stuff. And then also he volunteered for this like personal care facility that the church provided for elderly people in our community. He would help out with like any various like mechanic stuff like that needed fixed inside the building, and he always did maintenance, so much maintenance. He like constructed like the outdoor design. He would mow. He just did so much for them. Uh, then they would volunteer on Thursdays to at the hospital, just like transporting patients and stuff. The list just goes on of all the stuff that I've seen in him that he's done throughout his life. Very faithful, consistent, hardworking, gentle man of God.